Well, there was a summer camp at university school, so we're not a tennis family, and you have to be a tennis family for your kid to make it through the tennis cycle. So we saw that during that summer he expressed an interest. He's left-handed, so he has a little bit of an edge. And then there was a guy by the name of Carlos Fleming, who's now at IMG. He's a pretty well-known sports representative, and he's left-handed. So they kind of took a liking to each other. After that camp, it's, Mom and Dad, I want to play tennis. It didn't take him long to get an affinity for the sport.
Well, tennis is a pretty small community, so even when you're a kid playing in USTA matches, you kind of know who everybody is, even before you get to high school or higher level. So everybody kind of knew who Dom was, probably by the time we were about 10 years old. We all came in as freshmen together. Dom, myself, and Sean Stewart got along great right from the start, so it was pretty unique that 3 freshmen would all make the varsity team. So yeah, that's kind of how I met Dom and how we started at Ignatius.
Coming into the practices that year when the spring rolled around, got to see him play, and he was very much an all-around player, very good baseliner, but he could get into the net, he was all around. What I noticed first though, the ultimate sportsman. I came in as this JV coach, and he was extremely welcoming, and he was just a great listener, extremely coachable. He was a much better player, but he was still willing to listen to everybody, and he did so in a very humble way.
Dom was always off the court first because he won so fast. Tennis, there's a first singles, second singles, third singles, and then first doubles, second doubles. And every week we'd be like, oh, well, Dom, he's playing he's number 1 singles. He's playing a tough kid. We're like, it's going to be a battle. This is going to be tough. And then you'd be playing, and about a half hour into the match, Dom's walking off the court, and he already won. And you're going, well, that was quick.
Well, he wasn't composed. If I knew anything about tennis, he would have been further along if he didn't have me as his dad. Traditionally, you're thinking of athletics as getting fired up and getting intense, and tennis is just the opposite, like golf. It's, the more composed, cerebral kids with athletic ability are the most successful ones. So he was able to overcome his nervousness with his skill.
What I noticed, because it was new to me, honestly, was just the level of play. Every one of these players is a player that has potential to play in college, and just athletic. They move beautifully. Dominic is the same. He was willing to grind, but he was also able to put the ball away. He could get into the net and put the ball away there. What impressed me most was just the overall level of play.
For the non-tennis people out there, Dom played number 2 singles as a freshman, and then as sophomore on, he played number 1 singles for every year. So that would be like starting varsity quarterback as a sophomore and doing it for 3 years. And not just that, but like going to states every year, getting through regionals, going to states. So it's unbelievable right there. The pressure is enormous, and Northeast Ohio is stacked with talent. Just to get through a sectional qualifier in Oberlin is amazing. Then to get to regionals, I think 4 to 6 people go. And Dom went every year. And then to go to states as a senior, lead us as a team and also as an individual, and he came in 3rd, never buckled, won the matches he should, and probably won a few more that maybe he shouldn't. He was just so good and such a leader that way that it really worked out.
It was a sense of happiness and gratitude. I was very happy for him, proud of him, thankful to St. Ignatius, because at that time there wasn't much of a tennis team, so it took a special effort from the athletic department to get their head into the matches and scheduling things. And it's always that, from this culture, you're always looking to serve. So it's a very special honor because it's more than athletics, it's character. If he wasn't a good kid, if he didn't have a sense of spirituality, and if he wasn't a grad at grad, he wouldn't be up on the wall.
Being a college athlete at Ohio State, you sort of get the feeling of you having 2 jobs. You're an athlete on the one end, and then you're also a student, the student-athlete combination. And, same thing at St. Ignatius. I want to commend St. Ignatius. St. Ignatius expects a lot out of you in the classroom, but they also expect a lot out of you in your respective sport. Having my face in the Hall of Fame hallway at my alma mater really does mean a lot. There's a lot of remarkable, excellent individuals, pro athletes, and just remarkable men.